Hey everyone, welcome to another Assault Android Cactus Daily Drive. Let's get started. So, yesterday went okay, as I remember it. Today was another pretty quiet day. It's been raining here for, I want to say 15 days straight now. Like, there's been some rain every single day for that duration. And so, I'm going to set this off. There, it's finally far enough away that it wasn't going to be a game ender right there.
Accelerate.
Got it. So, that has had people be, kind of sluggish and whatnot, and it's a thing. Also, today was announced Civilization 6, and I'm kind of excited because I'm a fan of the Civilization series. I believe I've played every single game that they've done, with the exception of some of the... I think they did one for the console or one for mobile. I didn't do that either or both, whichever it was. Those are the only ones I hadn't played. But I actually played Civilization 1. And so I've been a fan of this series for a long time. And so I was very excited to hear about Civ 6, especially because I was not a fan of 5. I was not a huge fan of 3. And I think that it's the sort of thing where, like, it seems like every even-numbered civilization I seem to be kind of okay with, or at least so far. I don't know how that's a thing, but it just so far has been a weird kind of pattern. And so that means that 6 I should like, because 5 I did not. I have a lot of friends actually who play Civilization, so we have had some fairly large Civ games, and there were a number of things that drove me up the goddamn wall with that game. Namely, that there was no way to have a turn-based Civ game. That needs to die, that needs to die, that needs to die, yes. Nope. I almost pulled that shit off. I'm pretty sure that's the last one, too. I didn't see the mine. I was so concerned with the goddamn fucking mushroom.
Battery over here. Accelerate.
I thought there was a battery. Did I pick it up? I must have, otherwise it would be an indicator. Anyways, having simultaneous turns in Civ 5 drove me up the wall, because I have this one friend who all he wants to do is be at war. Like, the only part of the game for him that is interesting is war. And so I spend most of my game always trying to avoid war. I hate war. I find it obnoxious. What is fun for me is creating a incredibly well-infrastructured civilization, because I also personally like to imagine it as something of a paradise. Because, I don't go to war if I can avoid it. And, there we go. And actually, I should get into alliances more. Although that might actually bring more war, not less. I don't know. But, anyways, so he always tries to destroy me. It is not even funny how predictable he is. So I spend my entire life trying to avoid the, conflict, and it never works if he's in the game. And so we had a number of games where what would basically happen is, because turns are simultaneous, you want to get the drop on your opponent and sort of strike and units that might be out of position on a given turn, and just generally act first. So as a result, you okay. Wow. Please get me the hell out of here. And there is one mushroom. Whoa, I don't know how I survived that.
Battery over here.
I knew that there was no way out of it. Bullets to my left, enemies to my right. Fucking hell. So anyways, so we would have these things where it would go forever, and then one of the other things that was really obnoxious is, like, if you're not even involved in the war and somebody else somewhere else is at war, then you end up waiting because neither one of them wants to put in their end turn, because then the other person will have the advantage in terms of getting to act first in the following turn regarding war, because you never know when they're going to push the button. And so it slowed the game down to an unmanageable crawl, and I could not stand it. I hated it. It was awful. Okay. Too many enemies. Out of my way, you damn dirty apes. There we go. So, that was truly my primary objection. I didn't really like spies. I was not a huge fan of, like, make your own religion. I found that weird and obnoxious. And so, all in all, 5 for me was like a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed the single player well enough, but it was not something that really stood out to me as a better Civilization. I liked 4 dramatically better. 2 dramatically better. Actually, 1 is one that I also really liked. So I guess that dismisses my own theory about even numbered. But anyways, so 6 is coming along. It is interesting to sort of see all the coverage, especially because traditionally Civilization games are announced about 6 months before they're going to come out. So you don't have like 3 years of waiting. Oh God, and the next Civ is coming. Yada yada yada. You know pretty much right away that you're gonna do stuff, and so we've been all abuzz with discussion about what very little we know about the game and hopes and dreams and all that stuff. And excuse me a second. There we go. And so one of the other things that was interesting was that my buddy who really liked Civ 5 said, "Oh, well, they're going to be doing, they're not going to be doing, what was it? E3? Yeah, E3. Okay. I don't think I fought just as much as this character.
Firepower. Accelerate extended.
Hold still.
Okay. Well, it's interesting that I can very, very much pepper the entire screen and never have to worry about the missiles and whether or not I will hit them. His big fat...
Why do you resist?
There was not a good way out of that.
That was your warning.
I'm probably about to be in some real serious trouble.
Firepower. Shut down.
Laser output insufficient. Switching model.
Firepower extended.
Damage level suited.
Firepower extended.
Reactive.
Firepower extended. Battery up.
Damage. Systems inoperable.
Well, that was, I think, another fairly mediocre performance. Only 640 enemies. I think that's the lowest number of enemies I've ever seen, and there's 5 million points on this. That's the highest score I've ever had in anything in this entire game. How does scoring work? Anyways, yeah, that's Assault Android Cactus. I will see you guys tomorrow for yet another Assault Android Cactus Daily Drive.